So you've been warned by me time and time again. Well, here's another one. China is about to launch cyber attacks on the United States. This is 100% good intel. They're going to focus on maritime government, the financial institutions, utilities, transportation, construction, and oil refineries. This is all setting the groundwork which they are preparing the battlefield for war. I can't help it if you don't believe it. I mean, it's as simple as educating yourself to find out what I tell you is true. These cyber attacks could come at any time. So please prepare. Once they hit these, we go back to the Stone Age and they take over. So get ready.
Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodash. Just want to pass on some information. So this guy stated, okay, when is this dated? May the 25th. All right. How I know whoever this guy is, I assume he's a white guy, nevertheless. So just take the meat of what he's saying. How I know what he's stating is true. May the 24th. Let's see how I'm going to try to word this in a way where I don't leave the person out there. May the 24th. So 2 days ago, the day before this video. Okay. I'll just say I got a phone call, right? Slash video. A Hebrew was in a conference meeting, and this Hebrew is well, I'm not going to say what they are or what they do, but now this Hebrew was in a conference meeting with executives at three Fortune 10 companies, Fortune 500 companies, whatever, but they're like one of the top 10, if you will. And I will state this, one of those companies were Fidelity Investments, one was Capital One, and there were like 3 or 4 others, right? So they were in this meeting, and these people who were in there with them. Now I'm watching this, like, I'll just say third party, if you will, right? The lower people, if you work at any one of those companies, you don't know anything about what the hell is going on or what went on. I'm watching this, right? And they told, it was maybe about 23 people in that room, right? 23 to 30. They told them that, hey, here's what we're going to do with our, the year going forward, or here's what we're going to do, going forward. Here's what our plan is. And I'm talking, these dudes are just talking straight, like everyone knows about it. It's all planned. He said, China is finna get ready to invade Taiwan. They called everybody back from those countries in the region. This was already in the making within the last week. They called everyone back from there. They had whoever was something to deal with money. I don't know if it was payroll, whatever the list. Everybody from that whole region, even from, is it pronounced Qatar? Qatar? Qatar, what? Nevertheless, and everybody from over there, they called them back. They said, this is what we're doing going forward. Some of the other companies that were in that meeting, they have subsidiaries, right? A lot of those are owned by U.S. congressmen. They were getting time to move around and protect their investments. Because like the scriptures say, they think they're going to win. Like Babylon think they can't be touched. Remember, the Most High says he's going to lift up their skirt and show the world their nakedness. Meaning he's going to show them you can be exposed. You can get touched too, right? But they think that's their pride. That's like the book of Obadiah. That's that pride. They think they're going to win. All right. He stated, and I literally had to be like, hey, can you stop, rewind that? Can you, I don't know. It wasn't being recorded, so it was live. He stated, he was like, yeah, China's about to get ready to invade Taiwan. Here's what we're doing. They already know it. And he said the U.S. they already have a plan. These I don't know if it's even CEOs because they're like the president of the United States. They're just a face. They don't really. It's a puppet show with these, and of course they were all Edomites, and it was a few people from India there as well, or they looked like they were from India. I don't know. And they were like, "Yep, this is what we're gonna do." They were talking about payroll, the whole what is it, Fed Now system that's coming. So all this stuff that's going with this little debt ceiling and all that, man, that stuff smoke and mirrors. He literally said, yeah, they're finna get ready to invade Taiwan. Like literally, he called it out and said, here's what we're doing. We already got confirmation from the Department of Defense, from the military. So here's what we're going to do with our assets. Here's what we're going to do going forward. Here's what we're going to do with money. Here's what we're going to do for that region. And it has something to do also with like cybersecurity, right? And then you look at now what's going on with Capital One and all of that. Like, oh, they're talking about seizing funds and doing all this. And I'm like, so I wasn't really just putting it together. I was just focused on the war, right? So only thing I'm saying is this dude came out and made this post the next day after I'm literally watching this. I'd say on the phone, right, to protect the person. I'm watching this, what they're saying, like, hey, look, China's about to get ready to invade Taiwan. And so another person in the meeting was like, well, what does that mean? Well, if they invade Taiwan, we're their defense. Because the U.S. military's there. He's like, we're their defense. Absolutely. There's already 300 to 400 troops over in the NATO countries already, right over there, right around Russia and Ukraine. So it's going to be a domino effect. They already know this is about to happen. They already stated they cannot stop China. This is what this guy's saying. They cannot stop China from invading Taiwan. So meaning they have to wait for China to act and then they could jump in. So the moment China cross those coasts, then they're going to act. They're not going to touch them when they're over international waters like they didn't do before. China was flying all over Taiwan, flying the fighter jets over. They're not going to touch them until they actually do something. But at that point, China's already going to be in Taiwan. So they were taking everybody out already. Same way they did with Russia. Same way they did with Ukraine, where the United States said, hey, and they moved everyone out the embassies, and they told everyone, if you're a citizen, get out. And 2 weeks later, Russia invaded. This is equivalent to what they were saying. And he didn't give a timeline. He just said, China's about to get ready to invade Taiwan. Here's what we're going to do. Now, these companies pretty much run kind of like the financial system in the United States. I just know from what I kind of heard the guy saying. One was Capital One, one was Fidelity Investments, and it was a sprinkle over the others, but I was just focused on the meat. I didn't really care where they work because who cares, right? So I just want to touch on that. Like, I mean, of course, I could throw scriptures to go with all this. Revelation 6, it talks about the money falling, right? The denarius, the dinero, all that. Look, Revelation 6, read through it. That's what it's talking about, right? It's going to get so bad here, so bad that a plate of food and all of that. Like, look at the warehouses and all that. It's going to get so bad here. What's equivalent to a week's pay, that's what it's going to cost for a plate of food. That's what's coming. Now, of course, the elect, right? We know the elect, according to the Most High, the elect, we're going to be protected. But as always, right, we have to, here, I'll just show you. Let me go ahead and get to that real quick. I was going to just speak on that because I literally watched with my own eyes and ears them say what was about to happen a few days ago. They already know it. Let's go to Proverbs. Where is that? I think it's Proverbs. It's a few of them. By the way, all you Proverbs 31 women, you can't be that if you say the Old Testament is done away. Proverbs in the Old Testament. They'd be cutting themselves when they be saying that. Let's go to Proverbs. Don't try to close now. There it is. Proverbs 22, right? Verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Meaning, no, we don't. It ain't fear mongering. It ain't this. It ain't that. It's just like you going grocery shopping. You know your ass about to run out of rice. You're about to run out of cereal. So what you do? You go to the store ahead of time and you buy some more cereal. Look, we know what's coming because we understand the scriptures. We understand the prophecy. So if we have the means, right, or the ability or the access to get an extra pack of rice, an extra pack of beans, an extra pack of water when you go to the grocery store today. Because it's Friday, a lot of people had got paid. You should probably go do that. That's all I'm saying. Right? Now, just to touch on his video, when he said this is credible information, I know it is because I heard it myself the day before. Now, I don't know if he heard it the day before, but I heard it myself, right? The day before, right? The person who was in this meeting literally was like, hey, like, yo, they reached out to me. I saw it live through their, I don't know, computer, phone. It don't matter. I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, well, it's in the scriptures. It's bound to happen. That's what we've been saying. So the companies, they're already setting up for it. So what he's saying is about when he says China, they're about to do the little, what did he say, spyware? What did he say? Cyber attack. Salakia. They're about to do the cyber attack and all of that on the financial institutions, right? On banking, all the different sectors that he named. That's believable. He said oil and gas. Absolutely, that's believable. Listen, they are not telling the world, and they're not, like the scriptures say, they're not. We're going to just be chilling one day, and then the great American dream going to just come crashing down. All of these trains derailing over, damn, it's 150. 150 different food plants have been destroyed within the last 11 months, right? You got oil and gas companies exploding all over Texas, New Mexico, and all that. That's war. But we just say, oh, look, they're doing this. Well, who is they? Stop saying they're doing this and pause and ask yourself, well, who the hell is they? Find out who they or there are, right? And then go further. They're not telling them. I mean, listen, you can't expect to at least tell you. They're at war. They know the United States have been infiltrated a long time ago. Just like the United States has sabotaged that gas line, that pipeline, right, over outside the UK and outside of Russia. They just did a bombing inside of Russia near Moscow. They're at war. The scriptures say they're gonna get destroyed from the inside out because Judah is in the belly of the beast. So these other countries, they're gonna destroy the United States from the inside out. Once they break down and destroy the infrastructure, then they're going to surround the United States like the scriptures say. Not just the United States, the whole continent. And it's not, don't just think people, oh, it's just the United States. We got to leave from here. No. It's everybody going to get it. Because please don't forget, all nations on the planet has had the Israelites in captivity. So everybody's going to get it. Right? So I just want to touch on that. I ain't even want to go, that deep into it. But yeah, what that guy was saying, I don't even know his name. I just came across the video. That's accurate. So I don't know when, I don't know what time, and honestly, I don't care. But I know I just heard this, and I know that all these major companies, everybody strive to work for. Deloitte was another one that was in there, right? They're moving their stuff. They didn't budge. They didn't flinch. They didn't say, oh, let me call my wife. Let me call my husband. They didn't move. They were just like, yeah, okay. He's like, yeah, China's finna invade. Like, it's going to happen. It ain't no, they got intel from the military and told them, hey, move your assets. Wow, they're finna go in. We can't stop them. We can't do it. They said they can't stop them. Let that sink in. So with that, shalom.